So first of all, congratulations, for becoming the national finalist for this MBA Trek Corporate Competition U Expert. Uh, Team differential it is. So you have basically, been made aware about what are the rules and regulations, but still for this presentation's sake, I'll just, introduce you with the timelines, with all the rules that you need to follow for next 40 to 45 minutes or so, right? Now, these are the basic timelines that you should be abiding by. First of all, obviously, we will start with a basic introduction of ourselves. We would ask you to introduce yourself, right? That is just to make you stay relaxed, focused, and friendly, right? You will be having a presentation time of around 20 minutes. In the mail, we had written 15, but yeah, we got few requests that 15 might be a bit less to deliver both part one and part two. So 20 it is. After that, we would be having a Q&A round of 20 minutes, right? These are the general rules. First of all, like, the what we started with is stay relaxed. Yes, this is a corporate competition. Yes, you have to present your best, but we are a team all together, right? So stay relaxed, stay focused. Please keep your cameras on. That is a basic rule, I think. Yeah, right. Um, One of you would be, and that is totally up to your team. The member that you pick who would be sharing their screen. So if there is any network issue, because we understand it's work from home, it's college from home also, MBA from home, right? So if there is any network issue, the other member can start sharing the screen and continue from that point of time. No issues with us. We also want to make you aware about the criteria on the basis of which you would be evaluated. These are five of them. User experience, because we believe that is what this competition is all about, right? About the real world applicability, you should have a solution that is applicable in the real world scenario, right? About your business understanding, you are doing MBA, and I think this goes by default. Attention to detail, your in-depth analysis, and finally your presentation and delivery, right? As far as this screen is concerned, any question anyone is having at this point of time? Okay, that is very good. So before we, start with the presentation, before we start with that particular thing, I would request Abhishek sir to have a quick introduction, starting with him of Team MBA Trek, and then we will start with Team Differential with their quick introduction.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ayush. Before I give my introduction, I think one thing I'll say is enjoy it. Uh, this is obviously not ideal. We would have ideally come to your college and done it as a road show. But this is what we can do best at this point. Everybody can, so it's okay. Um, I think one key thing also, again network issues. If you the person who's presenting, at least in my mind, if he or she is the main presenter and you want to wait for that person, we're absolutely fine to wait, because that is why we've given you an hour, but actually we may be done in 40 minutes. So we've kept that buffer time for all these kind of issues, right? So don't panic, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. And nowhere in a scoring we are going to take all of that into account. Also, it takes some time to recover from a broken connection and all that. We will adjust for all of that, right? So don't. I absolutely hope nothing happens like that, but just in case, right? Um, I think last thing I would say before I give my introduction is today is a process uh, of um, of selection, not rejection. When there is we as a company, when we hire also, and because one of the key things is here that we will eventually either give you an opportunity or a PPI or PPO, whatever. So we are here to select the best team, not to reject the others. You are national finalists. You've already, you're well ahead of the curve. You're at the top of the tree, right? So it is now completely a process of selection. We want to see the best from you, right? Okay, so quick introduction for myself. I'm an engineer like almost every child in this country, at least almost 20 years back when I started my engineering. I'm a different engineer than most. I'm actually an environmental engineer. Strangely enough, I'm also an engineer who actually worked in his engineering field, which is also a strange thing for Indian engineering students to do. So I worked in the environmental sustainability area for a good 10 years. Even once I'd done my master's in environmental engineering and my MBA at ISB. So I've traveled a lot around the world, done a lot of different things. Uh, out of absolute blue, went and worked for Apple for a couple of years. Been working on MBA Trek as an idea for almost 4 to 5 years. Um, Decided to take one of the best decisions of my life and actually become an entrepreneur in mid of May 2018. Um, and I would have never changed that forever. Though I think I should have been an entrepreneur. I think the best time to be an entrepreneur is when you're less than 30. When you're more than 35, I don't think it's the soundest financial decision, but that's okay. Um, and yeah, I think uh, I have a huge passion for coaching and mentoring young people. I do that as a religious exercise across all my alma maters, whether Georgia Tech or ISB. I'm an official mentor registered with all the colleges. And yeah, I mean, it's something I love. Uh, and we're on a core mission at MBA Trek. We want to change the way India prepares for its careers because honestly, we don't prepare for our careers. We just give exams and get degrees. That is not career preparation, unfortunately. And now there's this new wave of skill development, which basically people are just stacking up skills without actually realizing whether they need it or not, or whether the job needs it or not. So I think that's where our value is really high. And yeah, and I think we are very, very excited to hear from you. Also because you are also our customers. Very rarely does a company have the opportunity where the people who actually participate in their competition are actually their real life customers. So the feedback that you give, as much as it is critical, which we very enjoy. So don't hold back any punches. Let me say this in clear words. If you've done something which looks shitty, please call it shitty, right? Be as brutal as possible because it also helps us as a business. So definitely. Yeah, I think that's me. Quickly, Ayush, and then I think we'll get to the team.
Okay, so my name is Ayushi. I'm the business head for Institute and Student Vertical, associated with MBA Track for around 3 to 4 years. Worked in all these segments, worked in B2C also, B2B also, and also in different verticals. So also I was the part of, career advisory team, was also the part of a sales team. So also, developed many products, for example, Grad Explore, Campus to Corporate, which you see on the website. Yeah, right now heavily working on the, developing the and enhancing the reach of the MBA Track. And yeah, I'm waiting to hear opinions regarding, the basically how can we take MBA Track ahead and what would be the betterment that we could, find out through the UI UX design.
Thank you, Ayushi. So if you remove I from her name, that is who I am, Ayush, right? And I did my MBA from IIM Kashipur, graduated in 2020. I'm working at MBA Trek as a product and business development manager. I also did my summer internship from MBA Trek itself, and that is where I received my PPO. And I joined MBA Trek recently in the month of August with Ayushi, along with Ayushi and along with Abhishek sir. I'm also into development of multiple products which are in the pipeline as of now, as well as connecting with colleges like yours per se regarding all the business development type project and other opportunities. One thing, as a part of my introduction, what I would advise you is basically internship opportunity is all about learning. And as far as my experience has been, it has been a hell of an experience for me at MBA Trek. Those 60 days were the most insightful 60 days of my career journey so far. And I believe if you're selected as an intern, good to go. Wherever you do your internship, just ensure that you put more focus on your internship learnings, and it is going to be a wonderful journey if you do so. Now waiting for you to introduce yourself one by one.
Hi, sir. This is Venkatesh Sandy. So I had been working with Infosys for like 4 years, and I'm a first year student of IIM Raipur.
Good afternoon. This is Naitri Daftari this side. I'm a place former at IIM Raipur, junior place one committee member. Previous to my IIM Raipur, I had a work experience of 9 months, 4 months in consulting domain and 5 months in as a business as a marketing executive in marketing. And I am an electronics and communication engineer. That's it from my side.
I'm Vaishnavi. I'm a BCom graduate. I'm also pursuing CA. I'm doing my inter. Currently, I'm pursuing my MBA at Raipur, and also I'm a fresher.
Yeah. I'm Vijeta Pathi, PGP batch 2022. I am Raipur. I'm from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I have done my BTech in electronics and telecommunication and passed out in 2020. And I love cooking. That's what's my hobby. Thank you.
That is great. So I have already given you the sharing rights. Let me just check. Yes, you have. Who is going to share, their screen?
Yes, sir. I'll be sharing my screen.
Okay, so Venkateshan, good to go. Good to go, team. Yes, all the best, everyone.
It's showing you cannot share screen while other participants sharing. Yeah. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Venkatesh.
Yes,
Can you put it on
yes.
slideshow if possible,
Sure.
please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start.
So good afternoon,
Vaishnavi.
team. As you guys already know, we're Team Differential. I'm going to introduce the members anyway. I'm Vaishnavi. We have Venkateshan D, Naitri Daftari, and Vijeta Pati. So we are here today to present to you a plan that we created for an app called EduTrek, which is basically an app that would help MBA aspirants or engineering students to get a little closer to their career goals. So this app is made after a lot of brainstorming and research, and it's made more comprehensive and as user-friendly as possible to make it like a one-stop solution for most of the issues or like most of the things that we as students would want on an online platform. Venkateshan, can you go to the next slide, please? So I'll be explaining the UI flowchart of this. So these are basically the tabs that a user would come across as soon as they open the app. For example, the placement tab, so it would have a psychometric test and which would lead to a cognitive assessment. We also have frequently asked questions or ways to approach in interviews, basically any queries that a student who is sitting for a placement would want to know. The next one is Industry Connect, where we'd have companies for either short-term projects or summer internships. So based off the roles or specializations that a student would want to pursue. Next up, we have a mentorship program. So where we would get to hire or talk to a professional or have demo sessions basically and get like real-time suggestions. We would also have offer like preparation videos, mock interviews, and these would be a separate package in itself. We would have another like tie-ups for course and certifications, and students who are interested can take that up. The next slide, please. We have another particular tab which is only dedicated to students who want to pursue GATE, which is like mock exams and preparation material, which is separately dedicated only for the students, and they can subscribe to that package. We have corporate competitions where students can register, or another is where they get suggestions and tips and tricks, like different ideas from our professionals. Another is our academics, where we have study materials which students can purchase, again, based off of their preferences. Lastly, which is a very differential point, which I would say is a study area where students can come together and discuss the topics that they are interested in and share their opinions. And we also have something called a library, which would replicate an offline library where they get to access different books. And they can also access newsletters and business magazines. So next, the user experience will be taken over by Venkateshan.
Yeah, hi, this is Venkateshan, and I have prepared the user experience with the other 3 members. So when we had started thinking about the user experience, we wanted to provide users a platform where they can get as much exhaustive information as possible for pretty much every single vertical which a student's life is concerned with, whether it's an engineering student or an MBA student or alike. We wanted to ensure that our user experience will be completely fulfilling. We focused on two things when we created the user experience. Firstly, we wanted to provide everybody a one-stop solution. The very EduTech app which we want to create would be a one-stop solution to the students for aspect of their engineering and MBA life alike. Apart from that, we wanted it to be pretty comprehensive and pretty exhaustible. Comprehensiveness will be one unique feature of our EduTech app, and we wanted this entire user experience to be pretty exhaustible and pretty comprehensible for all the students, so that they find all their resources in a single app. So when we considered verticals to be presented for the user experience through our EduTech app, we considered pretty much every single possible user experience, vertical which a person would face in his or her academic or social life. Our user experience verticals goes all the way from the placement process till a student's social life. For example, we have a few features of the placement process. When we come to the placement preparation, our EduTech app will enable a person to ensure that he is pretty well prepared for his entire placement process. We have considered pretty much all of the features which will be needed in a single app for a person's placement preparation, all the way from technical till non-technical aspects as well. For example, even in non-technical aspects, we have included the frequently asked HR questions, psychometric test help, and aptitude test preparation kit. I believe that with all these features, EduTech app will be the only app which is required for a student to prepare very well for the placement. Apart from that, we have also created a new process for job search. Job search feature will be enabled through job finding, psychometric test, cognitive assessment, specialized field questions, and also the other thing, the final job search results. This is something which I got to find out from your insightful video, which you had on YouTube, which you had posted almost a month ago. So apart from that, we also will be enabling students to do very well in their academic life through mentorship and guidance, optional doubt clearing sessions, guidance on assignment submission, and research papers for students in their final years. Apart from that, we have also given equal importance to a student's social life. We have ensured that our EduTech app will create a very good professional network, creation of college clusters, which will all come under college communities. So finally, we will ensure that people not only stay connected with their peers, but also with the industry. So Industry Connect is also a very important aspect. And these are the things which come under Industry Connect, mentorship program, Alumni Connect, and webinars. So these are the few features which we believe would enhance the value of a student's life in engineering or MBA. So corporate competitions are a very important part of any student's life. We all know that. So our EduTech app will be in collaboration with other prominent competition hosting institutes to help people keep abreast of themselves when it comes to corporate and other competitions in their academic lives. But from that, summer placement preparation process is something which is very similar to job finding process, only that it's for internship search. We still have the psychometric test, the cognitive assessment, and specialization related questions. And let's move on. So after that, they'll be getting a list of internships to apply for. So we also have equally good, we have given a lot of importance to soft skills enhancements and hard skills enhancements. This will be regarding presentation skills, spoken English skills, and everything else. And this will be regarding all the technical aspects which they will be learning in their academic lives. We will be having these many features. It is pretty self-explanatory, and I wish to go to the next point. So we had, apart from soft skills and hard skills, we have also ensured that people have ample opportunities to certify themselves. So this would, for example, a mechanical engineering graduate would be very interested to have a welding certification or something similar. So we will be having a lot of tie-ups with NPTEL or Udemy or Coursera or such similar organizations, so that we can help people get their proper certifications through our app. And we just want our app to be pretty exhaustible and have a comprehensive solution, a one-stop solution to all these students. Apart from that, we all know how important it is engineering entrance and MBA entrance exams are in a person's life. So we have given ample importance to the GATE exam and CAT exam session. Just like everything else with our app will be providing a very single stop solution for entire GATE exam preparation and entire CAT exam preparation. A person does not need to go to any other app or any other resource. Everything will be available for them through this app itself. That is how we wish to present our EduTech app. Let's move on to the next part, the user acquisition strategy for acquiring 1 million users in 12 months will be explained by Gayatri. Thank you.
Good afternoon, team. I'll be explaining the user acquisition strategy. To acquire 1 million user in 12 months is our target. The strategic point of view, first of all, we need to find USPs for our app, that is EduTrack, or another name that we suggest is Career Development Track app. The USP, the very first USP will be the comprehensiveness. It has to be a one-stop solution. For example, even today, if I want to find about out for a company, how is it, or if I want to know the salary insights or something of that sort, I need to go to different websites like Glassdoor and something of that sort. It should be a one-stop solution. Next up, we floated a survey to realize some facts, and we came to know that 61% of our respondents wanted to learn online. Be it ongoing current pandemic or not, they really want to learn online. 69% of our respondents wanted to learn from an online, from mobile or a tablet rather than learning from laptop or PC. 53% of our respondents wanted to have an online source also along with their offline classes. And 89% wanted them to be a one-stop solution rather than purchasing multiple products. Moving on. So from all of these insights, I and my team have boiled down to 6 different solutions in order to acquire 1 million customers in 12 months. First is to have defined the goals, that is quarterly, half yearly, and yearly. Setting realistic targets and will be very important. Second is setting up the marketing strategy for online as well as offline medium. Third is to prepare a dedicated website. We do have a dedicated website for MBA track, but there are a lot of improvements that needs to be done. Fourth is to timely be active on social media. On all the social media, timely updates are very important. Fourth, that is my favorite, that is Desi Nuskhas or basic human wants. That Indians love freebie, or per se, who doesn't? So 1 month of free subscription will help you get that market and help realize the students that what is it that MBA track provides and why the motivation to enroll will be there from this program. Second is to
Netri, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to inform you, your 50% of the time is over.
Okay.
10 minutes are over. You have another 10 minutes left.
Second is to provide that extra mock or workshop. Third is to provide special targets and feedback. And fourth is to provide special discounts, especially to ex-students. And last way is to develop a referral program. Next up, I invite Vijeta Patty to take it forward.
Thank you, Netri. So good afternoon, everyone. I, Vijeta Pathi, am going to brief about the industry suggested assessment and how it adds value to those who are seeking active career advancement. So basically, we identified 4 primary user segments for whom this exercise will prove fruitful. Firstly, school students who wish to find out their optimal industry, and secondly, those who want to choose their higher studies based on desired industry. Third, the corporate freshmen who have started working but need a reaffirmation. And finally, those corporate personnel who are actively seeking industry change or higher study opportunities. So these four categories of people will really find it helpful. And now, why is the industry suggester required? So basically, it is a tool which will help the user groups get an idea of the type of industries they are best suited for, and eventually they will get a fair idea about where they actually stand in the competitive landscape that is there today, right? Next, how can the user experience be improved? So first, the questions grouped into different sections would provide a more immersive user experience. Secondly, reduction of price would encourage more users. Thirdly, better comprehensive analysis. And finally, a better improved personal design would help add more value to the tool. So now coming to the user journey simplification, a single question interface and a sectional bifurcation too, as I mentioned earlier, would ensure that the user does not feel overwhelmed or outtouched with the questions. Now we will discuss what new features can be added and added, like for example multiple right answers should be a choice, like we can select more than one correct answer. Now secondly, industry specific questions and industry descriptions on the review screen will totally improve the overall experience. Now we can also make the theme aesthetically better. Now, coming to the usability, we will provide competitive analysis, industry description, and in-depth industry analysis. Hence, each user will get an additional advantage of knowing why these industries have been handpicked for him or her. Thank you. And the next slide will be taken up by Vaishnav.
Thank you, Vijeta. So I'll be talking about the users for the right type of organization assessment. The primary users, what I would think like would be students who are pursuing MBA or who have completed their MBA, or engineering students who are in their final year or who have completed their degree, or people who are generally looking for job opportunities or internship opportunities. Coming to value proposition, I would say mainly it helps in finding out what role that is best suited for you. And amongst those, I would say, like I would pick the role which I would get to know what I like and dislike out of the roles that have been suggested for me. And we also, since we get the recommendations based off of whatever questions we answer, I feel like it's more personalized. How can we improve? I would say the fee can be reduced a little because when it comes to assessment tests, the chances of paying more would be like to take a test. I don't know the amount of people that would be interested in it. And second is a better structure. A better structure as in we can add different sections for the questions, and more analysis where we get to know more in detail about the person so that our analysis can be more accurate instead of being vague. And better aesthetics, talking about aesthetics, it's mostly for mobile. So coming to the next point, which is better on mobile, like we need to improve the mobile version of it. And human interaction, it would be good to add like a touch of real time, like talking to professionals where you could get suggestions about your roles or about your career, not just via AI, but also to a person that you can talk to and connect with. The next slide, please. So user journey simplification.
Last 5 minutes for the team. Yeah.
Sure, Aish, thank you. So coming to user journey simplification, it's we need like a clear bifurcation, like I said, about the assessment of sections. For example, like a PPO section, or process of choosing a role can be simplified. New feature was we could add news feeds where you get to add news like related articles about the roles, or from the person who's using the app itself, they can write like write-ups related to certain companies that they are interested in, and it could be shared like from the user itself. Another is how the usability can be improved. I would say for like a better analysis. Another is user direction provision or a more detailed review. And another is a feedback where the user can give a proper feedback where we can actually improve. And do they feel like these roles would suit them, or do they just not relate to it, which would, I think, help us in improving. The next part will be taken up, that is internship exit assessment, will be taken up by Venkateshan. Venkateshan, you're on mute.
So when I went through the internship exit analysis, I found out many things which I would like to share with you. Firstly, who is this internship exit analysis targeted at? It can be for people who have completed their summer placements, young corporate professionals, and even HR professionals who wish to get in at first person perspective on their internships. So what does the internship exit analysis provide us? It provides us a very good idea of how our internship went, what could be improved, and how our career is projected to be, and what mainly what we'll be doing a few years later in our career. So apart from that, I believe that the current UX is very good. I really enjoyed doing this in entire assessment. However, I feel that the value proposition can be included if we reduce the fee. Currently, the internship exit analysis is priced at rupees 2,500, and I believe that if the fee is reduced, it would go a long way to as to help many people take up the assessment. So because it makes it a lot more easily available for them. So secondly, I believe that the structure of the entire assessment could be a little more improved with sectional bifurcation and so on. There can be better analysis. For example, I felt that the end analysis was a little less, so the analysis can be improved, and the aesthetics can obviously obviously be improved to make it much more immersive. We have an entire slide on this at the end, so we'll be describing it at that time. But finally, I believe that the mobile version can be given a little more attention also, because the entire assessment was very smooth and very good on desktop. However, the mobile version can be improved a little. So nextly, yeah. So I believe that clear bifurcation of sections and having a single, just a second. Yeah, having a single section at one section at a time would certainly help us improve the user journey and make it a lot more simple. So finally, I believe that the entire sections can be separated into like different parts and categories, so that equal importance can be given to each and every single section. I believe that the sections can be made a lot more immersive and the design can be improved a lot. So I believe that finally the existing features which can be modified is that we can have one question at a time and a much more immersive experience. So I believe that finally the usability can be improved a lot by ensuring that we have better analysis, better instructiveness, so as to get to know the user and what he's expecting from the assessment. We can have a much more detailed review and more questions can be asked, so that all the dimensions of the entire internship are assessed properly. So these are the things which we feel can be improved. The final interview booster will be explained by Naitri.
How much time do we have?
Actually, the time is almost over, but yeah, you can continue with your interview.
Wrap up within a minute. For interview booster product, the primary users will be same as that of any other users. So for the value proposition, I wanted to suggest that our users are seeking for a type of SWOT type analysis. They wanted to identify their strengths, weakness, because many a times they are not sure about their strengths or weakness, or rather they are unsure about whether their strengths or weakness are appropriate enough to mention in the CV. So that is a type of value proposition that our users are seeking for. For improvements, I suggest 5 things. Including others option is very important in the question, because sometimes the options are generalized, and if a user is willing to write an answer, then that is not an option that we can find in MBA track. So next up, I wanted to suggest guidance on strength and weakness. As I suggested that many times students are unaware or rather confused. So guidance on that will be helpful. Third is audio recordings of the interview are really helpful because that can not only help us analyze the content of the answers, that can also help us in analyzing the tone and fluency of the candidate. 20 minutes of timer should be introduced on the site, because it is mentioned on the site that it should be answered in 20 minutes, but there is no timer. So that will also help us analyze the on-spot thinking of the candidate. And last is AI-based interviewer can be introduced as a new thing, because that is which can ask the question according to the previous response of the candidate. Moving on. Conclusive, for the improvement purpose, I really wanted to add the feature of recording the previous attempts of the candidate, because that will quantify the level of improvements that the candidate has seen in the past. Other all improvements are covered up in the previous slide. So moving on, conclusively, I recommend 4 things. Venkatesan, can you please move to the next slide? Yes. So we as a team came up with 4 main things. Is to better visual cues and more aesthetic appeal should be added to make it more immersive and comprehensive. Second is to add detailed explanation. At the end of the assessment, I only find that 4 names of the industries are mentioned. Nothing as to why are these only the recommendations. So why part should be added. And the future of that industry and the candidate can be also predicted, that what are the types of opportunities that he or she will be getting in that particular 4 types of industry which are suggested in future. Third is recording of the previous interview, which was one of the addition. And fourth is various types of discounts should be included, along with multiple new products like specific mocks like TestNet mock or Snap mock, along with full-fledged courses also should be a purchase item. That's it from Team Differential. Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Good job, team. Thank you for doing it within the time frame. So well done, right? Very good. Good, Ayushi. Ayush, I think we start with questions then.
Okay, so basically, basically the team quoted that this is a one-stop solution for everything, right? So, for example, if you want to prioritize, because see, when we are constructing the app, right? Then, if we have to launch it into phases, right? Then, according to Team Differential, then what should be the priority and what should be the different different phases in which the app should be launched? What should be the first priority feature which should come first?
The first priority feature, I believe, would be the preparation for GATE exam and MBA CAT exam, because pretty much it sets up a foundation and a user base for the entire EduTrack app. Beyond that, we will start adding multiple other features, such as the feature to collaborate with other parties for certifications, for preparation for placement. Preparation for placement will also be pretty much included in the very first phase. All these preparatory materials will help us create a user base, and after that, all the other creation of student communities or a way to create with the interact with the industry, all these extra features will be added later. So I believe that these preparatory materials should take first priority.
Adding to what Venkateshan said, so yes, why we are saying that GATE and MBA should be prioritized, because even if you want to prepare for GRE or GMAT, the syllabus is something really similar to that of CAT. And even if you want to prepare for other PSU exams or government exams, then the syllabus is very much similar to that of GATE. That's why we recommend these two products to be on the first priority. Later we can bifurcate, and we can also divulge in a lot of other specific examinations, like SNAP is there, MyCAT is there, Invent is there. So for that, we can have a look at IMS website, because I believe that is really a good website for as far as MBA is concerned in India or abroad. So and apart from that, we can also introduce certifications and other courses later on.
Okay, so to add on to the answer that the team has given, so basically it was quoted that we should first go with the GATE and the basically the career coaching type of the section, right? So how would you integrate it with the current business model? So our current business model, if you all have gone through the website, right, is totally different from GATE preparation and everything, right? So how would you relate this concept with the current business model?
Currently, we believe that educational services also include preparation for engineering and MBA entrance exams. So we believe that you guys must be having a very good user base. However, adding new entrance exam preparation type of services, right, that would help you acquire more users, acquire different types of users and more users. And apart from that, when we look into the other aspects of the EduTrack app, we believe that everything, creating new users will start off with preparation for GATE exam and CAT exam, because we will be taking up let me be honest, the number of students who are taking up the GATE exam has been rising every year, and a number of students taking up the CAT exam has risen all the way until 2019. There has been a slight reduction, but it will continue to increase in the future also. So if you look, we can have a great user base. We can create a lot of new users for MBA Trek if we start providing them services to prepare for GATE exam and CAT exam. If we provide them a complete one-stop solution for the preparation of these, then it would be a lot easier for us to make them use our other assessments or other services as well. So I believe everything should start off with the preparation for entrance exams, and we can, if we start in implementing other services, it can help us. For example, placement preparation process, yes, that is also important. But if everything can start off with the GATE exam and CAT exam preparation, creation of new users, user acquisition can start off here.
Sorry, I'm so sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, so adding on to what Venkateshan was saying, since we are almost attracting the similar kind of audience, I would say, because end of the day, the ones who are looking for job opportunities or the roles that they're preferring, or we're talking about like people who are looking basically for internships and all of that, might be students who are who are pursuing engineering or who have just completed engineering, or maybe they want to take up MBA and like they want to write CAT or something like that. So when you're offering services like that that are already there, these could be introduced, and when we are introducing these, we can say that probably you like as you're taking up the assessment test, like now we have launched our new range of services. These are going to be this. So I don't think we are very far from what is actually there, because the kind of audience that we would be attracting would end of the day be similar kind of students or similar kind of people who are looking for job opportunities.
Yes, ma'am. Right now, we have been able to successfully attract a lot of people who will be looking for placement related services. So if we can also include GATE exam and CAT exam, like an entrance exam related services, it would be great at expanding our business model.
And I want to add one more point, like be it CAT, be it GATE, or be it placement preparation, there are some basics that are common to all. For example, quants, English, and logical. So the training that we will provide, it is not very different. There will be some exam specific trainings, but some training will be common to all. So the base is going to be almost same for many things that we are saying here.
Great. So good point, all of you. Good points from everyone. Thank you, Vijeta. I think good way to summarize it. Quick question. I think nice to see that you're thinking from a user acquisition standpoint. So great. Now my question to all of you is, while 1 million users is great, but the reality of EdTech today is EdTech is suffering from not being able to convert free users to paid users. So upgrade with all of its might has 8-9 lakh learners, but only 15-20,000 paid customers, right? So that's not much. So because you're looking at ₹1,000 referral per new customer, it's a high acquisition cost, right? So and you're saying most of the assessments need to come down by 20-30%, and if you're going to give a 1 month free, people may consume it, like just the way Netflix gave you 1 day free or 2 day free. So what is your thoughts around how will you convert these free users or discounted users or whatever you want to call them to actually paid users, like paid users who are buying packages, products, services from EduTech app?
Yeah. So while thinking about the Indian users, a typical Indian user, I found out a few things from my market research. So what I found out was a person would actually pay 60,000 rupees for an iPhone, but won't even pay 60 rupees for an app in the App Store. This is the same mindset which is there throughout Indian customers. When we consider these customers, right, they wouldn't want to pay like 2,500 for the entire internship assessment just to get some data. But if we couple some services with them, right, then they would start perceiving it as a lot more value. For example, instead of just selling them a particular assessment, we can also give them like a couple of one-to-one mentorship sessions, like maybe for 2 hours in a particular week, or we can schedule a sessions with them. So the more we couple services along with our products, right, the more number of users we'll be able to get. So this is one trend which is pretty popular across India. So we will be ensuring that we couple a lot of services along with our products. This coupling will certainly help us get a lot more, many more users for sure.
Adding to, sorry, sir.
No, go ahead, Netri. Go ahead.
Okay. Adding to Venkateshan's point, sir, no user will ever convert until and unless you provide something unique and which is not available free. So today it is already a really fiercely competitive space for EduTech, because so many YouTubers are also doing it for free to gain it subscribers and all of that. But sir, if you see, there are still many pain points that are not addressed clearly, because there are so many points. Like I have had a work experience in marketing executive as a career advisor for MBA preparation, as well as for the international exposure. I was a career advisor. So I find that wherever there is a still unclarity or there is still not much understanding, there is a opportunity for people to fetch data and mold it and present it, and that is where we have to provide clarity, and we have to ensure that people are getting our images as we are the ones who will provide you true and to the point information, not even more information. Like for example, I will say that you want to go to Canada, and there will be 10 types of answers. You will get that without 7.5 points or 6.5 points. You will in IILTS you will make it to Canada, or your profile is nice and something of that sort. That is where there is unclarity in the system, and that is where that is what we need to address in order to be unique. So our professionals will address it with valid proof, make it more transparent for the user. It is not complex. People find it very complex to, understand that the points, there is a whole different for points for calculating, for example, to go to Canada. But it's not that complex. People have hyped it around. Just so as to that you cannot calculate your points, you need someone else to do it, but we have to make it more clearer and transparent so that people will trust us and pay us.
Thank you, Netri. Actually, I also wanted to add a point where we, like Venkatesan said, we have a lot of people there. The students taking up GATE and CAT are increasing. CAT, like right now, not that much, but people are always looking for classes. Like there is such tough competition where people are looking for classes which offer more discounts, or like classes which can provide them more services. Like if you're providing a main service, we can have like beneficial services which we are providing as a combination with it. We were discussing like as a team just yesterday that in terms of like services that we are providing, not everybody has to purchase everything that we're offering, so we can have different packages. Like some person might just want like the GDPI package, and that might not cost as much as the whole package, right? So if they're interested only in that, then we'll be able to offer them only that. So based off of like what people want, if we offer them packages relatively, I feel like then it might be easier for us to convert more customers.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just one final point, sir. Instead of
Sure.
asking them upfront fee of rupees 2,500, we can make it into a subscription program so that more number of people are actually interested in such a product. For example, one thing which I also found out about the Indian customer is that they always prefer to pay a little more money for a lot more convenience. So if we can give them some subscription services, then I believe that would be helpful to acquire more customers rather than making them pay rupees 2,500 upfront. So subscription pricing model would also help in this case.
Okay, good. I have 2 or 3 smaller questions, so if I can have shorter answers, that would help. And because we only have 8 or 9 minutes left, so I think somewhere in the presentation, early part, you mentioned that the certification will be basically plugins from the various big certification skill development. They're not even certificates, really. Companies. So let's say an Upgrad and etc. Right? So Upgrad your Coursera. Do you think the UI UX suffers, because that's something you've later on talked about, that customer doesn't want a broken journey? It's a single app, single window kind of setup. So does that ruin the customer experience, that suddenly
No, sir.
EduTrack is not giving you the certificate, somebody else is?
Yeah, actually, yes, sir. I believe that EduTrack app is something which would help the user find as many relevant certifications as possible. So our entire tie-ups would be just to provide search results. I believe that the user, when it comes to a person's certifications, we will not be providing any certifications, but we'll certainly be listing a lot of certifications through our tie-ups from other organizations such as NPTEL, Udemy, Coursera, etc. So the user will be able to find what are the relevant certifications which a person can take from these websites. So that is the entire, until that point, it's our app would be helping. Beyond that point, it's the user's wish whether to certify in that particular course or not. But we will be providing a very good, convenient platform for them.
Perfect. Okay.
One bit point I wanted to add to that, sir, is, so if you may permit.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So in the initial part, our temporarily, it's not like we are denying that we will not provide any certifications ever. We can do that once the other main purpose products are established. So it's only a temporary solution, and rather than being upset about it not being a one-step solution, they will be happy because we will be having tie-ups with NPTEL or Coursera, for example, and they do provide certain benefits to the tie-up people. So they will be happy to avail that benefits rather than, and also we will be guiding them as to what should they do in a course, because there are n number of courses and people tend to get confusion. So yes.
Fair enough. Okay. Couple of quick questions then. A lot of you mentioned in the assessments you need sections. Do you believe in what is essentially psychometric assessments, where I actually don't want you to understand what you're answering? Do you think creating sections will create bias?
Actually, no, sir.
These are not exams.
Yeah, the entire purpose of these assessments, one thing which I found out was you'll have to immediately answer whichever comes to your mind. It's like something like that. So since the user is not thinking much into the question, it would be better if the customer gets one question at a time, because one thing which I found out was as much as I kept changing the answers, the future answers would also change, and that would be pretty distracting, to be honest, because I used to change my answers multiple times just to know what the next answer would be or next question will be. So I believe that removing that altogether, and if you look at the GMAT exam, right, every single question comes once at a time, and we won't have much time to answer that question. So we'll be thinking only about that one single question at a time. So I believe having the same system over here, thinking only about one single question at a time, would be much more beneficial rather than having multiple questions and getting confused in that entire journey of which question will be coming up next. How can I answer it differently, and so on. At least for the first time, at least that should be the same. Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. I think final question then, at least for my end. There was this talk, and you're on that slide actually, that people want to know industries which are not very competitive and but have lucrative jobs. I haven't found a combination where an industry is not competitive but also has lucrative jobs. So is that a wish list that students want? I mean, the only industry which is not competitive beyond a point and has very lucrative jobs is working for the government, right?
Yes,
So can you explain that to us a little
yes,
bit
sir. So
in
if
the
you look at
industrial suggestion?
yeah, throughout history of the world, there has always been some industries which during their infancy had a lot of less competition but a lot of potential for growth. I would like to suggest, I would like to point out that the information technology industry in the 1990s and even the early 2000s had a lot of potential for growth. At the same time, a lot less competition. Right now it's pretty saturated, pretty competitive, but at that point of time in history, we actually had few industries which had a lot of growth and lot less competitiveness. So this is what we had actually wanted to inform.
Sir, actually, the main purpose to write that thing was to address the fact that people are still searching this thing even after knowing that it is more or less the same competitive environment everywhere, but they are still searching it and are still believing what the other people are saying them. So that is why we wanted to address this thing, and we can give them the clear proof. And if they want to know that which is comparatively less competitive or has comparatively more lucrative roles, we can provide them a relevant list and address the fact that it is more or less the same competitive, and there is nothing like more lucrative or less lucrative.
Okay, good. I think I'm sorry, I'm looking at my, I'm not trying to avoid you. I'm trying to look into my list. So I make sure I've asked all my questions. Sorry, one final question. Is this app only or this app and website? Because I heard app at the start and then I heard website as well. So just
yes, sir. We have mentioned the website over here. So what we are planning, this is actually only a mobile phone app. However, we will be dedicating an entire website just to make users familiar of how helpful the entire app is. So this is practically we are planning for a mobile app. However,
Okay, so
when it comes to user acquisition, we have also planned a website.
Yeah, the basic functions will be just the app. The website will just will be basically only to get to know about us and our services mostly.
so it's just a storefront, basically, like available on Google Play Store and this, and some video or something. Basic. Is that the idea?
Yes, so like you can have certain links, like we said, like the services that we have offering, we can have certain links, or we can add some kind of like mock videos or prep videos, and all of that will be on the main page. And some of the services links that we offer will be on the main page. We were talking about having all of these internships or like course certificates. I think that you'll be able to access from the link. But mostly the major part of using the app, like accessing your study material or like logging into your account and actually buying something and purchasing something, all of that will be happening through your app.
Yes, sir. This is the same model which is being followed by the Graduate Management Admission Council, the GMAC, which conducts the GMAT exam every year. So they have a separate website which actually tells them what the GMAT exam about. But pretty much everything is like it provides a one-stop training solution for the GMAT exam through the GMAT Prep app, which is there available for Apple Store and Android Store. So it is pretty much the same model which we are planning to follow here.
Sure. And in my time, they used to send CDs to your house. So the world has moved on a lot, right? So okay, great. I think thank you so much, team. Really appreciate. I think you were extremely well prepared. So well done. I think very nicely, presented. So good. And yeah, I think any sort of parting thoughts on that, Ayush? I know we have 3 people in the waiting room, so if you can wrap up, and then we'll switch over to the other team.
Yeah. So from my end, I'll just take another 2 minutes, right? Maybe the people in the waiting room can wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. Just one quick question to the entire team. In the case you were suggested to pick 2 segments, right?
Yes.
And solve the entire case for those 2 segments. So what are the segments that you have picked?
We had picked MBA students and engineering students.
Okay. The reason that I asked this question is because as a team, you all agreed on that we would be picking with starting this application with GATE and CAT. And an MBA student would never write a CAT once again or GATE exam. So with that thing, what you are suggesting is you're limiting our audience to just one segment in version 1.0. I'm just giving you a feedback of, what you have said.
Yes.
There is no questionnaire from my end. Second thing, if you go to the first slide that, you have created, the UI flow chart. Yeah. So what you have done is, suppose I believe, all of you would have gone to a restaurant at some point of time in your life. What you have suggested is, as a team, we want to start a restaurant and we want to sell burgers, we want to sell biryanis, and we want to sell, the main Indian course. That is totally, absolutely good, that, the job that you have done. What you have missed onto this is the user journey, the ambience, okay, the entire structure. When you download, let's say, Ola or Uber app, because you have to book a cab, you just, you don't just make a call to the rider. As in when you download the app, first of all, you book the cab, you enter the location, you select what you need to, what you want out of this application. And then finally, then you onboard, then you make use of the application. So just giving you a feedback that your entire presentation is very good. The Q&A session has been really great. But these 2 things are what I found missing from the user point of view, or from the product point of view. So eventually, besides that, everything is quite good. I like 2 ideas, even, and we don't have time. Maybe we can connect sometime later. The college clusters idea is something which I really liked. And I would really want to explore, how would you be able to sell industry suggester in the school segment? So that is something which has been brilliantly put. Yeah, that is all from my side. All the best.
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I give a clarification on that version 1.0? So we had we wanted to target GATE and CAT students. However, if you look at the proportion of people who are doing an engineering degree to the MBA degree, right, it's completely like lopsided. I would say, I read in a Times Now article or somewhere where Times of India article where they told that the number of engineering students in India is around 12 times or more than 12 times the number of MBA students over here. So I think version 1.0 would help us get 12 out of 13 users, at least target 12 out of 13 users. Number of people writing the GATE exam every year is around 12 lakh people. Number of people writing the CAT exam until 2019 was 2.44 lakhs. And in 2020 was 2.422 lakhs or somewhere. So I believe that version 1.0 itself would help us get a huge chunk of the entire user base. And from next, and I think MBA Trick already has a very good loyal fan following when it comes to placement preparation and so on. So I believe that to start off GATE exam and CAT exam sections would certainly help us a lot. This is what I felt while answering the question, sir.
I think that is all from our end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank you, everybody. Take care. And
you.
if you can ask you to log off so that we can let the other people come in.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So well done. Well done. Thank you so much. Take
Sure, sir.
care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Thank you.